Welcome to Stone Soup Poetry. We are here. We are live. We are right before Thanksgiving. And what an exciting time for us. We're going to be all heading out, either staying home and hiding or heading out to our families and friends and hiding in the closet. Whichever your decision is, your chosen life path. I wish you guys all the luck, and I'm glad you guys decided to get some poetry in for your last minute fix before all the traveling and all the hecticness and all the buying of for turkeys and tofurkeys and stuffings and trimmings. It takes place tomorrow, most likely, because we're poets. We don't do anything ahead of time, but at least I didn't. I'm lucky that where I'm going, my mom's making the turkey, and I'm lucky that I have until Friday to make the tofurkey for our home. Hope you guys have something nice planned. We're going to do the open mic now. It'll be a 2-round round robin. Or should I just say double round robin if people understand that? Hopefully we'll have some announcements for the December features very, very soon. One of the features comes by way of friend and fellow poet colleague and dear friend, I should say, Tony B, who, if you're not friends with her, you should be, because you could make yourself insanely jealous to find out that she's living it up in Brazil in a surprise trip. She's been traveling and living the dream. So good luck to her in making a safe trip back, and hope she's living up. I don't know if she's gonna be home by Thanksgiving, but her dispatches have been sporadic, and mostly they're video clips that she posts on her Facebook page. So if you haven't seen those yet, they're a lot of fun. So let us get started with my first choice for the online open mic. Let's welcome up Miss Mary Jennings, who might not be as excited that I chose her to win.
No. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to silence my phone, so I did that just
Okay.
as you muted me previously. So if I was online here a year ago, I probably read this. But since it's the time of year, I will read it again. And it's called Cinquains for Day of Mourning. A verse to thankfulness when menace overrules, coercing into acceptance, blood gifts. Assume not I'm thankful for what you provide me. There's no such thing. I paid for it. Plundered. Thankful for being pushed. You could care less where, how I go. Your status quo secured, conquered. Mourning our lost homelands. Grabbers squat where they like, invoking God's name to kill ours. Displaced. Mourning our lost spirit. Useful to our captors, not pure enough to coexist. Ridden. Mourning our descendants unborn. Our conquerors will find other souls to suck dry. Thankful I will be when accountability you preach, you finally accept. Own it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary. And who do we have next? Let's bring up Mr. Edward Galt, Gentleman Galt, whose photos should be appearing very soon in Oddball again. Check out oddballmagazine.com and consider submitting if you have not. Ed, you are now up.
Thank you. This one is called Coffee Mates. My wife didn't like the way I started this off. It was a little on the crude side, but it's getting into my Charles Bukowski mode, and couldn't really out Bukowski, but here it is. Coffee Mates. First thing in the morning, I get out of bed and on the toilet. Then it's time to start on the coffee. Many mornings, my daughter wants to help. So I go to the crib and get her out. I go through the whole procedure of grinding the beans and brewing them, one-handed as she inspects the work. I always wanting to reach into the bag to get one bean and drop it into the grinder. I like a little Juanita Valdez, and I'm her burro. My wife says we're copy mates. After my shower, I'm running late as usual. My wife pours coffee into both the travel mug and thermos. It should be just about enough. She complains that I don't leave her enough for first generation coffee, and that I overfill the tank, spilling water all over the place. On my way out, I grab a tie off the rack and stuff it into my jacket pocket so that I can put it on once I'm on the tee. I grabbed the books due at the library 2 days ago. These fines are really cutting into the coffee budget. My daughter sets my shoes before me. They're half her size at 20 months. Still, she manages to pick them up and carry them over, and watches as I struggle to get them on without actually bending over to untie them in under 10 seconds. I fly down the stairs and then look up to see my wife is holding her as she opens and closes her hand. When I get to the station, I realize I forgot the travel mug. Thank you.
Thank you, Gentleman Galt. Who do we have next coming up? Who to pick? It's not that many to pick, Chad. Don't make a big deal of it. Okay, let's go to our brand new person. I'm hoping to get more brand new people on here in the next few weeks, and hoping to get a system set up and more announcements as far as any live readings we do at the end of the year, or even more likely in the beginning of the new year. For now, let's appreciate our continuing online world of a nationwide open mic, nationwide participants. Let's welcome our newest friend from the West Coast, Miss Jackie Chow.
Okay, thank you so much for introducing me. I'm gonna read a haibun because that's what I've been writing mostly lately. It's called The Poet. You ping pong your lullabied charm into my life. Each thought you catharsis, a blow to my psyche. You cross-stitch, embroider your ideologies, your threats too intricate to undo. Writer's block, my brain a dark canvas of wordless thoughts. Thank you. And we're gonna go around and read more, right? Okay.
That's correct. All right. So who do we have next? Well, I see some people have, one person has just joined on, Nancy Dotson, by phone. So we're going to wait for her a little bit. But I think the person next to go is the one who just unmuted himself, coincidentally enough. Let's bring Mr. Chris Fitzgerald to the front, to the virtual podium. Chris, you're up. And you just muted yourself. There we go.
Okay, now you can hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. All right, this is one I wrote a long time ago. I just dug it out because I just found out 20 minutes ago you were on.
There you go.
I wrote a poem 5 years ago. And just like the other poems I had written over the years, there wasn't any financial reward in mind when I wrote the piece. But as many of you are aware, earlier this summer, two groups toiling in the same field that I worked long and hard and reached an agreement. It seems the dollar value of the pie is $368.5 billion. Needless to say, I got my hand out. The agreement is between the tobacco companies and 30 or so state governments. Mike Royko, late columnist for the Chicago Sun-Times, wrote a biography of the former mayor of Chicago, Richard Daley. Boss is its title. He portrayed at a certain point in the Daley machine history, late 50s, early 60s, the power brokers began to reward their supporters with contracts and jobs on such a grand scale that it seemed to some that the motto of Chicago should have been changed from Urbs and Hodo, which is city in the garden, to Ubi es Mayor, where's mine? If you only fulfill your civic obligations one time this year, the obligations consist of voting, glad handing or politicking for a candidate at a polling place on election day, or writing a letter to a congressman or senator. If you only participate in one of these activities, I'm ashamed of you. But regardless of the shame, now deep it probably runs, let it be a letter to a representative that says, tobacco, where's his? Or in Latin, ubi sua, tobacco, where's his? I'm not looking for anything other than a tiny piece of the pie. Not 1% of the pie, but 1,000th of 1%, 12 million, one-time payment. Not those 20 annual payments at the big shots like they deal out to lottery winners and the like that creative and non-creative persons alike find shabby and offensive. Tobacco, where's his? To give the devil his due, when they argue that the other two sides are dealing with a life or death issue, well, my primary concern is promoting the vital language. A vital language is what our lives are built on. This is called Winston Marlboro Coos, Oasis Salem Spring Duke. My 9th and 10th years on the planet, there was this group of boys, my friends, with whom I shared many joint creative efforts vis-a-vis the language I am speaking now. Whenever any member of the group farted, in order to prevent his cohorts from pouncing on him, hitting them left and right and left, the perpetrator of this indecent assault had to recite the names of 7 cigarette brands. These 7 offered protection from the anti-fart fanatics who inhabited my section of the world at the time. I, who didn't fart publicly or privately, for that matter, still had my 7 in case of a tough to explain noise coming from my direction. My 7 were Winston, Marlboro, Coos, Oasis, Salem, Spring, Duke. Winston, Marlboro, Coos, Oasis, Salem, Spring, Duke. Even today, you see me on a crowded elevator, hear me muttering under my breath, Winston, Marlboro. If one of your other senses hasn't already kicked in, making the hearing sense superfluous as a situation understanding mechanism, move away a bit. The past still can haunt. These 7 possess a legitimacy just as valid as the divine right of kings, nay, democracy itself. Authority always rests with the governed. So this poem is entitled Winston Marlboro Coos, Oasis Salem Spring Duke. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. And let's see who I can bring up next. So many people coming up. Let's bring up next. Let's bring up one of our phone contributors. And that would be Miss Nancy Dotson. So glad you could join us, fresh from the Tom Daly's poetry class. You can unmute yourself by pressing *6 and you're up.
Nervous breakdown. I am me. I like to talk about me. If you talk to me, remember the fact I love me. For I won't talk to you unless you talk about me. Think about me, and definitely concentrate on me, me, me. Encircle me, please, with words for eager centricity. Never bothered anyone, I'm sure. Around through me encircles the soul, heart, mind. Yes, I'm tired, bored, unlearned. Restore me and be thoroughly disgusted with me.
Love it. Thank you, Nancy. And up next, who do we have next? Actually, let's bring up, before we close out, for the first part of the round robin. I'm so glad there are people making it. Maybe we'll get some more people for the other end, but we'll see. A lot of people are busy tonight. Patricia Kerrigan sends her regards. She's got stuff going on and she can't make it, but she is holding the Brownstone Poets reading on Saturday for the celebration of the anthology. And there'll be a Zoom call and link, and I'll probably post some information for that later on today or tomorrow. Not to be missed. Let's bring up next I'm going to help unmute her now. Someone who wins the Marathon Award for most online open mics hosted by Stone Soup attended the most attended Stone Soup Open Mics Award. I'll figure out a better title for it later. Miss Carol Weston. Wait a second, Carol. Wait a second. Looks like something's going on here. There you go. Unmuted.
Okay. Now, these are some more of the 18 poems that I'm going to have in the magazine. So anyway, it's going to come out, I don't know, shortly. I look at my watch. My darling time, you are eating me alive, and I love it. Rope. Rope, you do not understand why my friend Joan wound you around her neck, nor why she jumped. So this one is, if you should fire me. If you should fire me from the job, you could not fire me from the fire that lashes me internally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. Who do we have next? Here he is. Look for 2 videos coming out. I'll share them on the Stone Soup Facebook page. And if you haven't joined yet, I'll definitely add you. I'm going to take 2 clips from the past Stone Soup open mics we've had of his jams with Mr. Ethan Mackler. Hopefully I'll do that. If I don't do it tonight, I'll definitely do it tomorrow night. Let's welcome up past Stone Soup feature, past Stone Soup videographer, past a lot of things, but still always currently working. Let's welcome up Mr. CCR Chagra. Looks like you're muted, sir. I don't know what happened. Oh, try talking now. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Something's up with the mic. No sound. Nothing. Uh-oh. Maybe you need to go in and sign in again. So I'm kind of surprised because I don't think that's ever happened to him before, but who the heck knows? We'll just give him a quick second. And so as I said, I'll have some features to announce, not just for said December, but for January. And one of the features comes to us as recommended by Tony B, who hopefully will be as part of the feature on December 8th. Be making those announcements as soon as possible. Let's give Mr. Chagra another second to get on and see what happens. I hate having to skip people because of sound snafus, and his microphone is usually one of our better ones. But his internet might stink because I can't hear anything right now. Let's say don't see him coming up. Let's see what we got. And here, we have a Mr. John Wizwick coming in. So we lost a Chagra, but we gained a Mr. Wizwick. life's a trade-off, and hopefully CC will make his way back. How you doing, John?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. We were actually we just had to say goodbye to CC, who's hopefully coming back on because he was having issues with sound. However, given that he was going to close out the open mic, maybe you want to put in a little side and do a little open mic spot right now.
Oh, sure. DeWitt Henry kind of joins us every once in a while, right? So I wrote a poem about DeWitt Henry's chair.
Oh, nice.
There's a castle in Transylvania with a plumbing problem. A land surveyor asks directions at the local pub. After tales of pipes clogged with clotted blood, he decides that, like DeWitt Henry, he's in the wrong story. The land surveyor takes a horse-drawn carriage to the Kmart to shop in the office supply department. It's all bidets and baguettes there, and he can't find a Henry Miller chair that speaks a language other than French. Anais Nin has a new brand of printer paper with little birds watermarked on each page. Beating tiny wings for all they're worth, these creatures haul the heavy 12-ream cartons off pallets and into the loading bay. After a hard day's work, they stop for cocktails aboard the Graf Zeppelin. Intent on their cigars and dart game, they miss the foghorn announcing the airship's departure. Hilarity ensues until somewhere over the North Atlantic they hitch a ride to the Gateway Arch aboard the Spirit of St. Louis. DeWitt Henry has never been to the Gateway Arch, nor has he ridden in a Zeppelin. The risks of vampires in bib overalls and hydrogen explosions are just too great. He rarely leaves the dungeon of his Cape Cod home in Somerville, Massachusetts, except for rare trips to Staples, where printer paper is on sale for $20 a carton.
Thank you that was great. Hopefully he'll get to hear this. I'll have to send him a link.
Yeah, I sent it. I sent it to him on the chat. I sent him a written copy of it, so he's
nice. Well, thank you very much, John. And I hope we can get CC to unmute himself and we can actually hear him. Let's try it again. Oh Crap! It's not working. It's like Japanese dubbing, only no one's brave enough to speak for Bruce Lee. This is not good. Let's I'm so sorry, CC. How about you write each line of the poem and I'll recite it for you. I don't know if I can do your voice. For those who don't know, CC's being incredibly hilarious right now. That rare urbane wit is on this full display, I'm sure. But damn. Yeah. I think that's John Weswick said yes, like what's up, Tiger Lily. Yes. All right. So keep on going. Yeah, I'll give you like a head start. Do the first 5 lines and I'll recite for you. Why not? This will be a jam. As a matter of fact, there we go. So now we have ourselves pinned, and we'll do the dubbing. I'll let you write 5 more stanzas, and then hopefully you'll be able to catch up to me. This is even more experimental than the guitar jam sessions that CC did with Ethan Mackler. And now we find out that CC is a slow typist. And this is what we find out. The revelation. Everyone, there's always a revelation. I thought I was a slow typist, but oh my God. This is why it takes so long for your books to come out. I realize that. You need a voice to text machine, sir. Oh, okay. All right, hopefully. All right, good. I'll get started. You keep on going. I'll start in a voice that CC would like to, would use if he was reciting this. And so we rest the mind. No. Okay. I won't do that. Okay. And so we rest the mind. Be whole with equilibrium's water. Gather up the sky and stand upon the roots of gravity, the rocks of gravity. And so we breathe the becoming moments and let them go. Grow to the size of a seed's dream come true. And honestly embrace our own mortal ends gift. Okay, you got oh my God. Okay, let's have you type in the next few stanzas and I'll do them next time. You start typing something else and I'll recite for the next Robin's round, so to speak. Oh boy. We'll make the snafus work for us. I swear, people. We will do it. So let's and we had some time to rehearse. So we're gonna be serious next time and get it right. So let's welcome up, re-welcome up for the second half, for the first part of the second round of this Rockin' Robin. Let's do a bird motif for the rest of the night. There's no Thanksgiving songs, although I guess there's a Thanksgiving prayer as sung by Johnny Cash. I haven't played that, but I thought, okay, I usually choose a Monday song. So I'm like, okay, we'll just do Bird is the Word because I couldn't think of any other Thanksgiving music. But for now, let's go to the first round robin participant from the last round, who's now the participant for the next round, Mary Jennings. Now shut up.
Okay, thank you. No birds in these ones. These are three more uncategorized cinquains. Dissect your platitudes. Hidden story is there. Element of surprise awaits. Revised. Bridges I seek in names, events, ideas, lives. Synchronicity, let's cross it, connect. Passion remains after ego trip is detained. Undone pose reveals true heart, purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Let's see what we got next. Yes, we go back to Mr. Edward S. Galt.
Okay, I do have a bird poem here. It is somewhat seasonal, given that this happened in the autumn around hunting season. So here it goes. Wing. It was on the day that I went with my father and his colleagues to shoot blue rock on our family's farm. He or someone hit a pigeon. The bird was wounded, but still able to walk around. My father asked me to pursue it with my BB gun and put it out of its misery. So I tracked it down and took aim, which was easy because he wasn't moving around too much. I fired and he ran 2 feet or so into one of the sheds where where there was a tractor. I was pretty sure that I had hit him. I made sure that he didn't leave my sight as I entered the shed and fired again. The bird took off behind the wheel under the tractor. I maneuvered in behind, spotted him, and fired. It surprised me that he could go this long with so much shot in him. Finally, I cornered him and lowered the barrel down to his head. He raised his wing to his head. Leaving nothing to chance, I fired and killed him. The image of that pigeon shielding his head with his wing has not left me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. And now we go back to our resident noob, who is we always love a new injected lifeblood into Stone Soup. That's how we've been doing this for now over 50 years. Founded by Jack Powers in 1973. So thank you so much and welcome up, Jackie Chow.
Okay, did you say we were supposed to find a poem about birds? I do have one.
I challenge people to do that. It's only optional, but if you got one, let's hear it.
Okay, it's called Ode to a Painted Bunting. Oh, little bird, adorned in plumage of God's genius. For what do your colors shimmer? To find a mate or to break hearts? Darling equivalent to a pageant king, poised on your divine stage of a tree branch. My eyes are glued to your glossy image. It was only a picture.
Nice. Thank you, Jackie. And let's see. Let's see. The next person coming up might not have an actual bird in mind. Well, he might have a bird of a different kind, but not for the kids. Let's welcome up Mr. Chris Fitzgerald. And shame on him if he didn't realize I was talking about him.
So you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we no longer can. Something just happened, Chris. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. The first one's called Don't Buy Judy Bond Clothes. In the second grade, I sat in the second last seat, first row. My pal Tommy sat in the last seat, first row. We would wax philosophic about the conditions of the world we live, circa 1960, 61. Why Yankee sluggers Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, both last names began with the letter M. Why Detroit sluggers Rocky Colavito and Norm Cash began with the letter C. Why Superman, the Hollywood actor George Reeves, shot and killed himself. One day, this little girl who sat in the first seat, second row, and was wearing a cotton dress. All the girls wore cotton dresses. Cotton was still king. I guess the Southern cotton mills were still booming after the war. I remember going downtown Boston Saturday morning with my mother. Outside Raymond's, the working class stronghold. Outside Jordan Marsh, outside Filene's would be union activists, New York accents, giving out free shopping bags, on the sides of which read, "Don't buy Judy Bond clothes." We had no idea who this Judy Bond was. Thinking back on it, probably some scab outfit in the Carolinas, trying to keep the unions out. This little girl who sat in the first seat, second row, had an accident. The number one. It must have become uncomfortable for her, so she removed her underwear. She let her dress down in front, but left it up and back. Tommy and I had this red and a little bit ruddy posterior to contemplate. Mantle, Maris, Cash, Colavito, and Superman became back burner items. At the end of the day, Tommy and I let it be known to this girl, though we sympathized with the unfortunate accident. All in all, it had been rather a pleasant day. Then I said, it must have been a Judy Bond dress responsible for the problem in the first place. Doesn't your mother read the size of shopping bags? I've never heard of a mother who didn't read. She smiled. For the rest of the year, say once every 5 or 6 weeks, she would remove her underwear and pull her dress up and back. She scrapped the number one-eyed angle. In no way do I mean to belittle the hard work second graders had to do then or now. And so this is another little short one. It's called Mark Twain, a classic. Something everyone praises, no one reads. The movie version. Were we on vacation or was it work? I sometimes have a problem recalling from how my society values the moment. It was in a state with the Green Mountains anyways, 7:30 in the morning. The children would come into our bedroom to get us up as they were fully rested. We, of course, didn't get to sleep to 2, maybe 3. We weren't as perky. I don't remember how we discovered, but love does open so many doors. Thanks to modern technology, the VCR in the living room. After a few days when the kids came in, I would get up and go downstairs to the living room. And because of my mechanical know-how, slip in a tape. The children would be entertained for 2 hours of what passes as Hollywood magic. I would then return for some toe-to-toe magic. We would then express verbally and non-verbally like the pleasures intimate company can bring. I wouldn't say we started the day on the right foot. No, it was your left foot and its partner, the right, pointing up towards the ceiling. That was how we greeted the day. Well begun is half done, as that little Aristotle used to run around saying. Movie over, children's return, you would get up, breakfast and other duties. I still wouldn't get up till 11. No one seemed to like the way I scrambled the eggs. Those hours, 7:30 to 9:30, they were not stolen from the children or the world. That time made us both happier and healthier human beings, benefiting the children and the cosmos at large. Since that time, when anyone outside is brought up in polite conversation, the movies Annie, the Gremlins, the Goonies, the Never-Ending Story, though I've never ever seen any of them, I immediately respond, whoa, that's a classic. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Just muted you. Okay, we have, oh, good. Let's see who we have next. Let's see, Nancy Dotson, are you able to unmute yourself and go for a second round?
A loss. The great eraser, black and red, is like a lapse of memory. Speak sharply to me as I forget your words. I like happiness and paradise. Yes, I remember now.
Nice. Very nice, Nancy. Thank you so much. We got virtual applause for you in case you can't see it. You can't because you're on the phone. But someone who is also on the phone joining us is going to go next. And I hope to hear more about her reading coming up for the new magazine she's going to be in. Let's welcome up Miss Carol Weston.
Yeah. Well, Spoke magazine is going to come out, and it will have these poems. And I am going to read at, as I said, December 10 at Grolier Bookshop, 8 Plimpton Street in Cambridge. The only thing is poetry bookstop. Elizabeth Doran is a little worried about there's barely room for the readers because if we have to distance ourselves, I don't know how much distance. Anyway, it's going to be okay. And so now this one is I honor my own birthday. Oh dear, I honor my own birthday.
Happy belated birthday, October 29th, by the way.
Spark, you seized prehistory by the scruff of the neck. My name is Keir All Quest On. I am born of lightning 3.5 billion years ago today, starting with the first cell upon the waters. I am primordial. I live on the land before there were names. The supercontinent, Pangaea. Every form of life that ever lived lives in my body. I am exhausted as my breathing moves the mountains of my mind, and I move with love for all the forms of life inside me. Thank you.
Bravo, Carol, as always. We're getting closer to the end. Cece is typing up a storm, so if we have our What's New Tiger Lily approach to open mic spot, it's going to be a good one and longer. And for now, we'll go to the second to last person on the open mic who joined us so fortuitously when Cece was trying to fix his technical issues. Let's go to Mr. John Wizwick.
Okay, Chad, here's a poem called Bird Watching.
Nice.
Bells chime the noon melody from St. Mary's Cathedral, a European pattern of granite stamped in Sydney's landscape. Magpies, their white markings resembling clay, painted on Aboriginal bodies, whistle and howl. We've been here since the dream time from gum trees' sinuous branches. I see few wild marsupials. Instead, winged creatures act as envoys for this place's gods. Inch-long bogong moths greet me at my hotel, while birds ferry my credentials to Bayame. Birds with faces painted like Chinese opera characters, red and blue parrots, cockatoos, pink and gray gullas, and sacred ibises walking on stilts, probing grass with curved beaks. Beside a path lined with photos the size of Captain Cook's sails, I wait for a feather, authorizing safe passage to drift from the clouds.
In other words, the bird is the word. Yes.
Yes, and of course, I couldn't help but post the YouTube video Family Guy's Bird is the Word in the
Oh
chat.
God,
So,
I
you
didn't.
know,
I didn't
by
click
that.
it yet. I didn't click it
Yeah.
yet. On my blog, I posted Surf and Bird because why not? But
Yeah.
yes, it's no Iraq lobster, but it does the job. But thank you very much, John. And I didn't want to say this on the. I didn't want to say this to interrupt anyone, but I think I could have sworn when CC had unmuted that there may have been sound coming from his mic, which may have made all the typing he did pointless, although we do appreciate the reader's guide. But let's just double check and unmute you to see if there's some sound that's coming out now. Damn it, we're back to square -1. Okay, no sound. So we're going to do the duet again. And you can here we go. I will hide myself. As a matter of fact, that's what I should do. Give me 1 second.
It's kind of like ventriloquism, really, here.
I know, right? We're going to work on this. Okay, so put it on gallery, and I will recite the words. And when I say go, you're going to lip sync to what I say. So, all right. Okay, so from 7:53. Oh, actually, let's see what we got here. And so we rest the mind. Okay, that's what we did before. Nowhere. Okay. I give me a second. I just want to need. Oh, here we go. We're going to start at. And so we contemplate our fluid fixations. Does that sound right? Okay. So we're going to start from there. So 1, 2, 3. And so we contemplate our fluid fixations and wonder why the prison is to exhaust its selfish walls of control, transcend hatreds, controlling reasons. And so we realize the fuel of our delusional drives. Embrace the gratitude of laughter and its hunger. To spring all the winters of living depressions, owning choice of mind. And so we heal the never-ending lessons that are never really lost. And might we face the glory of our own sacred rot to become internally undone. And so we soil the world of children born to understand that all is not sand and dusts fall. And so it rains and burns and grows and turns and gives and lives epochs like seconds. And so we dream to think we know more than nature's offer. And so you are, in flesh, one being, born to occupy your passing. Be leaves of deeds a wave could vanquish. Oh, will to be choice. Will you be this dance with dying, loving here what free of thoughts abound, now free and freed to ask, yes, ask important knowledge. What have we forgotten? C.C. Ashagra, copyright 2008.
Whoa, Chad Parento, the Marnie Nixon of poetry.
I was just going to read that, but thank you for taking that. Okay, so I think I chased about everyone out of the room, but that's okay. That's totally all right. I think Jackie is scared of us now, but wouldn't be the first time this has happened. So, and with that, we close the weirdest round robin ever. Although it looks like Mary Jennings is coming back on. Maybe she chased and Jackie out the door saying, delete, don't leave, Jackie, come back. All I'll say, Mary, is that you missed you missed something. I'll just say that. There's been a lot of open mic spots and you missed one of them, but hopefully you'll see it. Hopefully you'll see the video tomorrow, Mary, and you can see the lip syncing job that we tried to do. For now, this concludes our open mic. I'm sorry I didn't see that you quit before, Mary. But thanks to everyone who took a turn on the open mic tonight. Thanks to everyone who took a turn twice. This is where we do the wave. This is where we throw up our, oh, wait 1 second. I should put my own video up, you hypocrite. This is where we put up our hand turkeys for the night and give the wave and say bid farewell. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck this Thanksgiving week. This, for some of you, this might be the first time you're seeing family members for a long time. For others, you could wait a little longer, but whatever happens, take care of yourselves, take care of somebody else. And thanks for coming back. After my Thanksgiving, I might actually hold an emergency open mic on Friday. We'll see what happens. We'll see how things go. Take care of yourselves. It could be like this every week. All we need is you. Don't run away. I'm not that, CC Ashagra is not that bad a lip syncer. I'm not that bad. Well, actually, I probably am a terrible CC Ashagra impersonator, but what are you going to do? I don't have the gruff voice yet, but thank you guys very much. Have yourselves a good night. Have yourselves a good holiday. Get some rest.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.